Okay, good afternoon. My name is Chief Jeffrey Film, FILM, City of Stowe Police Department. We have members of our police department that are here with us tonight that were on scene last night, also with our law director, Riley. If you have any questions, we will ask that you ask those at the end of this statement. Yesterday at 7:19 p.m., an employee from Taco Bell on Graham Road in Stowe called requesting officers to respond to their location at the request of a female who was in a drive-thru line reporting that her car had just been struck by the vehicle behind her. Officers were dispatched to respond to a private property crash. Moments later, we received several 911 calls reporting a shooting at that same location. Witnesses reported that a male in the drive-thru line exited his vehicle, approached the car in front of his, and shot the driver. He then used the gun to kill himself. Both individuals were pronounced dead at the scene. The Summit County Medical Examiner's Office was identified the victim as a victim of a homicide. Her name is Megan Kellerman. She's 25 and she's from the city of Stowe. The deceased shooter was identified as a 53-year-old male. His name is Jason Williams of Cuyahoga Falls. Detectives were able to process both vehicles earlier today and are gathering evidence that we hope may explain the motivation of the shooter. However, that is unknown at this time. We have no information to indicate that the two subjects knew one another. Witnesses told detectives that Williams began blowing his horn on his vehicle at Miss Kellerman when she pulled in front of him in the drive-thru line, entering the drive-thru line, Williams then struck the rear of her vehicle with his car. Through the drive-thru speaker, Miss Kellerman asked the Taco Bell employee to call the police department. Moments later, Williams exited his vehicle and shot Miss Kellerman and then took his own life. As the chief of police and as a community leader, I would like to say that this is a true tragedy. That not only the Kellermans lost a daughter, but we as a community lost one of our daughters. We are all parents, and we do not at this time have the answer why this happened, and we may never know why. At the family's request, I would like Lieutenant Pruscia to read a statement from the family.
In light of recent events, our family is enduring an immensely painful loss of Megan Elizabeth Kellerman. We kindly ask for the media and the public's understanding for our privacy during this difficult time. We appreciate the community's support and hope that our request for privacy will be honored so that we can continue to focus on supporting each other through this difficult period. Sincerely, the Kellerman family.
As I stated prior to the press conference, we will be sending out a link to all media outlets that will have the original report, that will have 911, the phone calls that we received. We'll have two videos from body cameras from the two first responding officers, and a copy of the photos of both the victim and the suspect, along with a copy of the statement from the medical examiners. And while we have given you all the information we have at this time, we will entertain any questions.
Can you just kind of clarify? I know that you said an employee called about an accident there at the Taco Bell, and then, I mean, they must have came there and left, and they got a call to come back for the shooting?
No, ma'am. So while the victim was making her order, attempting to make her order, her vehicle was struck. The employee that could see the victim said that she was going to have somebody contact the police department.
Question, Minutes with Channel 3. Do you have any priors with Mr. Williams? Was he known to Stowe Police at all?
I'm not aware that Mr. Williams, I think, had one OVI arrest, a DUI arrest. However, he had no criminal history and limited contact with our department.
Was there ever a third person involved in this incident? Some witnesses said that there was a passenger that was in the car in one of the vehicles.
We have no information that anybody else was involved in this incident.
When will the Taco Bell reopen, and is there any support for the employees in the meantime?
We did have brief conversation with the administration last night of Taco Bell. They made the decision to close. We did not ask them to close. And it was my understanding they should be opening soon.
Was the suspect under any influence?
We will have that information. We do not have it at this time. I know that coroner's investigation is pending, and once they will release that to us when it's available.
How many people witnessed the situation, the incident?
We've had numerous, our detectives followed up this morning with those that called 911. We were also given other information of people as possible witnesses, and we're still following up those leads. So a direct number I do not have, but it was many.
And I just want to clarify, I know the coroner's report said that Mr. Williams was from Stowe originally. Is Cuyahoga Falls the correct information?
It is.
Okay.
The address where he lives is a Stowe mailing address, but it's in the city of Cuyahoga Falls.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I believe he was out on bond from a previous arrest. He was not supposed to have a gun, so he.
I do not have that information.
Is it normal for BCI to investigate certain incidents like this? I know typically they're an officer-involved shootings most of the time.
Yes, that's a great question. And in a situation like this where we have a homicide, we do not have that many homicides. And in a situation like this, we want to do the best job that we possibly can. And with their added resources, I think in processing the crime, I think that brings and will help us, make the determination of how this happened. And anytime that, yes, if we have an officer-involved shooting or a major crime, we contact BCI for their assistance in processing the crime scenes.
Can we follow up on that? You said homicides are not common here. What are we talking about on average here in Stowe?
We don't have an average. I think the last homicide was 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, Chief, for something that seems like a violent crime here, I mean, what's your reaction as someone in this community?
Well, we received several phone calls asking us how this could have happened. And again, I don't have the why. I don't know. The city of Stowe sits in between Kent State, Akron, and Cleveland. We have tens of thousands of people that go through our city every single day. This is a tragic event, and we're still trying to determine the motivation behind the shooter.
Was there anyone else in the victim's car? Was there a dog? Or?
Yes, her family pet was there. Our officers made arrangements with a local club, rescue club, that came and actually washed the dog and took care of it, and then it was returned to the owners last night, the family last night.
Obviously, this seems so random, right, this incident. So I guess from the community standpoint, like any advice or anything, obviously this was an incident in the drive-thru, so unexpected. Maybe the person lost their cool. So like any advice or just reaction from a police standpoint?
Again, this is, it appeared that the person was in crisis. I don't know if we'll ever be able to explain the motivation behind his decision-making. And our community is a great community. It's a safe community. We welcome everybody to our community. And this is just a tragic event that we're dealing with now and trying to understand. All right, thank you. Thank you very much.